Today we have discussed very important terminology word in the related of the private equity fund. The name is the commitment. It is the word. It is the beginning of the private equity. Everybody need to understand what is the commitment here. Now here we can discuss about this class. What is the commitment? How many type of commitment? What is really meaning of the commitment? Now, before we go to the commitment, we have refreshed some the formation of fund. If you see one fund name is XYZ, this is the private equity fund. Now here two party here. One is the GP, it means general partner. One is the LP, is the limited partner. LP basically is the investor. They need to investment here through the GP, and GP is the general partner. Either GP like to uh, investment here not, it is by decided by the GP. There are no any rule or regulation GP either pay or not. Now if you see in the GP there are the two team here. One is the board of director, another is the fund manager. Basically fund manager work, they manage the fund, and board director the work basically they make the high level decision. Now this is the two party here. In the limited partner case, there are only the LP investor, then you investment, it is the fund. Okay, now before the fund is created, now we are already discussed about the PPM and how is the LP. Now you can see the PPM. Now in the what is the commitment here we can discuss. Basically commitment is nothing, it is the LP should be committed some certain of amount to pay to this fund through the GP. This is the basically commitment. Now you can see there are lot of type of commitment here. However, we can discuss about the main point. What is the meaning of the commitment? Here you can see one is the capital commitment, one is the fund commitment, one is the LP commitment, one is the minimum commitment. There are a lot of type of commitment here. Basically, we are discussed about the four type of commitment here. Now, first we can discuss about the fund commitment. What is the fund commitment? Once the fund is generated, now they have released the PPM. Now the GP decided what is the target commitment is a particular fund. For example, in the XYZ fund, they have target now 500 million as a fund commitment. What is the what meaning this? Now this fund should be go up to 5 million as a commitment. You can, they have not go above that. Maybe they go below that, but not they have go to the above that. This is the fund commitment. Fund commitment basically the GP is decided in particular fund what is the target commitment they need to be investment in the different portfolio. This is the basically fund commitment. Now you can see what is the capital commitment. The amount of money an investor promised to pay. It is a capital. Capital commitment basically who is the investor, they promise to pay this amount to the fund through the GP. This is the capital commitment. Capital commitment is nothing, it is committed to the investor to pay to the fund. This is the capital commitment. What is the LP commitment? LP commitment is, you can see the same. After sign the PPM, now they release the LPA in the individual investor. In this LPA, now individually, for example, here is the 3 LP here, 1 A B C. Now A as a investor, now they commitment 20 million, they need to investment in the fund through the GP. B is promised to 10 million, they investment in this particular fund through the LP. C one another investor, they promise to 5 million investment in this fund in through the LP. This is basically LP commitment. LP commitment means LP promise to pay this amount to fund through the GP. This is the LP commitment. Now another point we can discuss here in the minimum commitment. What is the minimum commitment? Basically minimum commitment means if you see this particular fund, they have now target of 500 million. It means if they allow the investor can enter any commitment, it is little bit difficult to particular fund, they create a lot of investment. Now in this case GP decided the minimum commitment. Minimum commitment is nothing, it is mean that GP decided the minimum commitment should be 10 million if any LP like to investment XYZ fund. In below 10 million, they have not allowed to investment here. I can give you for one example, you can understand. In mutual fund, you can see different type of mutual fund. You can investment the mutual fund in the any broker. If you go in particular mutual fund, for example, one mutual fund at ABC, if you go this mutual fund, whenever you go, there are two box here. One is the SIP, another is the lump sum. If you go to lump sum, you can see they have mentioned here minimum amount you can pay 5,000, minimum amount you can pay 2,000 like that. This is the minimum amount or minimum commitment. If you don't pay that amount, they have not allowed to invest in this particular mutual fund. The same thing here, minimum commitment. Minimum commitments decided to GP. If any investor like investment to in this particular fund, they need to pay 10 million or above the 10 million. This is the minimum commitment like that you can see in here. Now you are cover here capital commitment, fund commitment, LP commitment, and minimum commitment. There are another also lot of lot of terminology, lot of section you have. You can see the LP and LPA. However, this is the four part. It basically main point in the private equity fund. About theoretical, whatever we have discussed here. Basically, capital commitment. Capital commitment is the amount of money an investor promised to pay, commit to the investment in fund. Capital commitment we have not discussed about. It is the investor to promise to pay to the LP. This is the capital commitment. What is the fund commitment? Fund commitment means the aggregate of total commitment and the aggregate of commitment made by the investor. It is the fund commitment. For example, we have already discussed about there. The fund commitment is 500 million. This is the aggregate of all the LP commitment. It is the fund commitment. Now you can discuss about the LP commitment. What is the LP commitment? Limited partner admit by the general partner on or after the initial closing date shall make the commitment agree between and the general partner issuing of the term of first subscription agreement. This is the agreement commitment. After the first closing, general partner now release the limited partner LPA. They have decided what is the LP commitment they are. And LP also agree they need to pay. This is the limited partner commitment. Now we have already explained you the minimum amount. Again, I can explain you the minimum commitment to be made by each limited partner will be amount. Although the general partner may in this description accept of commitment of the no lesser than this amount. This is the minimum commitment. Thank you.